Hello, hello, test, test. All right, I forgot to update the numbers. Do that real quick. That is 2, 3, 4, 54. Okay, so after I didn't make progress yesterday on the path question, instead of looking at what I should add, I looked at what I already have, and I went through the traps. I made the turrets more deadly. They now don't have a rhythmic timer, but they have a cooldown. And I made the quicksand just steal an item from you. So it doesn't throw it on the floor, it just takes it away. And then I looked at these spike traps, and I looked at disarming the traps in general, which I think is pretty bad right now. So you press the wait button when you're near a trap to disarm it. And I I was thinking about adding a tool, an offhand tool, like a lockpick or something, that you can use to disarm the traps. But then you would have to have a way of getting them, of getting the lockpick. And I went on a tangent. I had some pretty cool ideas that may come back later, but in the end, I had the idea, why not make it like in Prince of Persia, where the old one, where you can slow walk into traps and they don't hurt you. So I'm looking at that today. It's kind of in the game, in that you can hold wait to walk on the bridges without falling off. But that's about it right now. So what I want is for the slow walking to take 2 turns. This is the hard part. It could be easy, could be hard. Not quite sure yet. And then when you hold the wait button and then you can walk over the traps, but it'll cost you 2 turns. And only walking into a trap needs to be slow. And what I need to implement this is I need an auto turn. So right now, if you're stunned, you have to press a button for the turn to elapse until you're unstunned. But for the slow walk, I don't want the player to basically be stunned. I want the turn to elapse automatically. So I'll have to have a timer that will fire after, not sure, half a second, and then take the turn for the hero doing nothing, basically. And also I want the movement animation for the hero to be slower, basically half as fast in the slow walking, while everything else moves at regular speed. That's the goal. Yeah, so it's basically just waiting, automatically waiting a turn. So waiting is in the game, so that shouldn't be a problem. So let's see. I have or what should I tackle first? yeah, let's do the visual first part of it. So let's go into the structs. I have the state struct. There I can add what do I call it? Slow, maybe. And I'm thinking if this should be in the entities. Don't think so. This, for now, it's hero only. So I have the flag, which is good because I can look at this flag in the traps and just don't activate them. But now I need to set it, and I have the fall move, and it actually just looks at the button. So this is the walking function, and if the circle button is pressed, then don't check the falling. Hey McNally, good morning. Nice to see you. So I need to set the flag. Where do I set the flag? Maybe also in the walk, because this is all about walking. Yeah, let's do that. So state slow is 1. And then let's reset it here. No, let's reset it after the hero's turn. So this can move here again. And then I'll move the check into the fall move. So if the entity is the hero and the hero is slow walking, then return 0. So let's reset this. Hero turn, turn hero. And just after that, reset this. Actually, should I make this a timer? Because I can't really reset it if I need to automatically advance the turn. So this is called every frame, but it only advances a game turn if this function returns a 1, which means the players pressed a button, and that resulted in an action. So maybe I want this to be a timer, and I set it to 2 and decrement it. Yeah, that would make sense. So let's say slow timer. Maybe are there other timers? Not really. And then this gets, actually I need to make sure this doesn't get negative. And then here slow timer is 2, And the check is then, yeah, that's actually working. But that's more explicit. Okay, so hey Lily, hopefully I don't have Wi-Fi issues today. I'm hoping so too for me. But actually my internet has been pretty stable the last couple of weeks, which is good. So actually to test this, let's set it to 0. Getting gas, don't ask me no questions. Okay, I reset it, so it's only... Wait, actually I do need to have this at least for one turn. Where do I do the buffs? Okay, here. Okay, this is a bit tricky, but let's keep it this way. Let's go into the objects, the rendering code, and there is the visual position. Actually, that's just using it, but I need the actual... Here it is. So how the game animates is that it has a visual position that is a float and a integer position that is the current position. And as long as they are not the same, the visual position gets slowly moved towards the real position. So that's basically it. And I have this speed variable. And if the entity that's animating is the hero and the hero's slow walking, then set the speed to half that. And that should actually be enough. SLW. No, you're always hounding me with questions during gas time, famously. Do I? I mean, getting gas is pretty chill, no? Okay, slow walking, nothing happened. That's great. Wait. Okay, I'm slow walking without holding the button. But if I hold the button, I walk fast. So that's great. Completely flipped. It was in walk. Is 0. Oh, it needs to be 1. What? Okay, that's weird. Okay. Slow, 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 slow. Fast, 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 fast. Slow, 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 slow. Fast, fast, fast. Okay. Now for the... Actually, let me test this one more time. Okay, really only lasts one turn. I hold it, move, release, move. But that makes sense. If I set the timer to 2, it gets... Wait, does that make sense? Or is it 0 again? If I set it to 2 here, and I remove 1, this should be 1. Shouldn't it be slowly animating 1 turn after that? ASCII curse for Dimengard is taking forever, basically remaking the game for a joke. That sounds bad. Also don't hate it weirdly. Could see players grabbing it on purpose. But good to hear making progress on that. But yeah, I can imagine it being quite the effort. Let's set it to... Oh yeah, sure. No, it makes sense. So I slow walk. The 2 gets immediately decremented to a 1. So then all the animations run with the slow walk timer on 1. Then if I move again, it gets decremented again, is at 0. So the second time I move, the animations don't run slower. And that's it. So now I need to auto turn. And I'll just check if this is greater than 0. And then, so if that is greater than 0, what? Oh, God. So I think I need to call all of this stuff. Yeah, it needs to do the buffs and everything. So it would be more something like this. But this will trigger the next frame, which is bad. My own project that I started working on is being crashing and burning as a bit of more than I could chew. Started over from scratch, I think 3 times. Pretty typical. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Okay, I could do and some timer. But the thing is, I need to block the hero. So I should probably move this into a different function. all of this post turn thing. Post turn. That's actually enough. Let's take all of this. Put it in here. Do I see variables? Yeah, one. This one. And then I can say post and this has precedence so that I block inputs, and that says if the timer is greater than 0. Actually, I can just make this block everything. That's easier. So here I wait for the timer to elapse, and do I make this a float? That could be very bad. I get too ambitious too, I feel it. Been trying to make the video editor and it's been extremely exhausting. Yeah. That's a giant project. So I could make this a float. So this has elapsed when I walk. And then if I decrement this here instead of there. And then I say empty, wait, turn. Turn. And this is minus dt. And yeah, so this is actually an automatic process. When I walk slowly, there's no return. So I think it's fine to make this a float, but let's just try it out. So back to nav. Let's make this clear. If it's greater than 0, then don't do the fall move. So that's fine. That's a bit misleading, but should be fine. Yeah, it makes it seem like this function is continuous, but it's actually not. But that's okay. So if it reaches 0, then I take the turn. And I don't actually have to set it to 2. I can set it to the actual duration. Yeah, I think that's fine. Player should be free to play immediately after the auto turn. So let's just try. And the, wait, slow timer, speed 10, okay. And then just, let's look at, oh god. Turn hero. Let's see if there are any side effects that would be bad to miss. Don't think so. So inventory, dialogue, etc. The slow walk can only happen when you can walk, so everything's closed. But it would be interesting to know what happens if I open the inventory in the middle of the animation. But this is actually, this is fine. There's nothing happening here. So let's look at the wait action. Disarm traps. Okay, this is gone. What is WAT? Oh, wait, visual effect timer. The hell? Okay, it gets decremented, gets set, and then it actually gets used in object. The rest is just water, but this is something different. So it gets used in object. And it's commented out. Okay. Oh, I know it. I had the hero flash gray when you pressed the wait button. Do I want to keep this? Let's keep it for now. But this is the action. What is -1? -1 is direction. So I think we are set. Unused disarm traps. Actually, let's clean this. Okay, why am I wiggling the whole time. I think I know why. This is always 0. But what I want is if it was greater and then that. Okay, that looks better. Okay, but my slow movement is gone. That's bad. Okay, it moves 2 turns. Really fast. So that's not good. Slog time. Nav. Yeah, that was not half a second. So the hero walks slowly. Then the timer is set. The timer is set, and after 1 second right now, a second turn occurs. Should occur. But I'm not even walking slowly when I hold weight. So the animation is gone. So are all the monsters themes. There's one. Where's the animation? An object. No, it's not an object. It is here somewhere. There it is. Greater than 0. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So the float was probably a bad idea. The purpose of slow walking is to replace the disarming of traps. So that you can slow walk over the traps without triggering them, but it'll cost you 2 turns. If I can get this to work. Set this to 2, why not? Try that again. It doesn't like it. Maybe it's this function here, or this if statement. Why doesn't it work? Wait, but it is faster. Am I? I think it's faster. Slower, I mean. No. What am I missing? So I'm in my turn. I press slow walk. It does some post stuff. First of all, it sets the slow timer, and then it does all of this, which shouldn't matter. Then in the next frame, this will hit. So it will always take this branch, so I cannot take a turn. And here it will decrement the timer, which is at 2 seconds or so, 1 or 2 seconds, and decrement it with the delta. Delta gets set far up in the main loop, so that shouldn't be a problem. And it takes the maximum of those two to ensure that it hits 0 directly. And if it's 0, I wait and take a post turn. I mean, that seems pretty simple. And the wait action, it does basically nothing. Plays a timer. And returns 1. And so I can actually skip this and just call post turn, because all that the turn hero does is the same thing. So it calls, where's it? Action wait here. And it just returns 1. So this returns 1 when you press the wait button, and it just calls post turn. Update entity. So this is called for the hero. Post turn increments the turn count, so that makes all the other entities follow along. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I mean, it's probably just the animations that are broken. I'm slow walking. And yeah, that gives the other entities 2 turns, but they happen pretty much immediately in succession, as if the timer didn't exist. So that doesn't make sense. Is this set it to 0? Am I stupid? What is going on? So yeah, this is called every frame for the hero. So the delta time should be fine. This is weird. Oh wait. Yeah, I think I'm not let me think. Oh god. So what actually moves the game is this hero turn. So I slow move in here. It updates the game immediately. But then what? I think I had it. Lost it again. Damn, I'm tired. Break time at work and I started dozing off while eating. I mean, a little nap sounds pretty nice. But I had to get up early because the utility company installed wireless transmitters in my water meters. Weird, but now they can come change the batteries every 6 months instead of reading off the value. So that's nice. So I do the turn, it increments the turn counter of the hero. That moves everything. Then the hero is stopped. It stops again here till I increment the turn again. But it doesn't wait. It does take 2 turns. But there's no wait time. Oh, what is happening? So if I take this out, let's just poke at things. If I just do this immediately, so it changes nothing in the controls. And I'm slow walking. So yeah, heroes, entities get 2 turns. Okay, let's write this out. If so it's greater than 0. Then do this. If then this. Oh, now it works. Kind of. Hey, Button Games, favorite game dev stream. Welcome in. Currently slow walking. Feels like walking on the moon. So the time is definitely too high. That was clear. And actually, I probably shouldn't block the player from doing what they want to do. Oh, but this is tricky. This is tricky. So I would like, actually let's just test this, but I would like the hero to be able to interrupt the, well, okay, this is much better. Yeah, you don't need to interrupt this. Okay, let's see if it Makes sense. The other entities, because there are none. Oh, that was a... Oh, this is actually... Yeah, this works. Actually not bad. So you walk basically half the speed of everything else. But there's the easing in the walk, and that kind of throws it off. Oh wow. Okay. But this works visually, so you kind of get what's going on. Let me tweak the numbers. Well, there's one number to tweak. Actually, there's two. Speed. Speed is... So let's... This is a bit faster. And also... This is also faster. Should be noticeable, but not annoying. Might actually still be too slow. But I want the enemy actions to be readable. What is the key repeat time? Okay, it's pretty fast. Dear Max, I need you to order me a pizza. What kind do you want? Let's make this... let's look at the key repeat timer. Great. Key repeat time. Okay, that's 20... that's 200 milliseconds. So if I... Let's just make it... Wait, where are we? So regular speed is 20... So it should be faster. Yeah, I made it slower. Let's do 14 for some reason. Some of that stuff that hasn't come out yet. So create all the other pieces. The unreleased pizza. When's the GTA thing? I think it's still a week or so. I can't believe they put it on Netflix. That's pretty weird. 200 milliseconds. And then here. So that's twice the key repeat time. Let's actually just put it in here. And I have no idea what that is. That's 20 times the delta frame time. So whatever that is. Okay. Give me monsters. There's one. I think that works. Now for walking over. I still don't like that I'm. Well, yeah, it should be annoying that you don't slow walk everywhere. There's a delay at the end where I can't press a button. So the animation has to fit that. So it's probably, yeah, half, maybe. That also means you're walking over bridges like this. But that's okay. That's actually more interesting. Okay, let's add the non-triggering of the traps. So spikes, if the entity is the hero and the slow walk timer is greater than 0, does that make sense? Yeah. Break. And then I can also not make them ever break. So spikes don't break. And I'll be honest, I never use the hold mechanic on bridges. I just slow down when I come up on them. I actually hold I hold weight every time. It's just too scary for me. But I mean, that's also fair. But there were a couple of times where I didn't want to screw up and there was a bend in the bridge and I double tapped on accident and I died. So I'm holding the wait button, but maybe not anymore if it slows me down too much. So yeah, the spikes don't ever disappear. That opens up more opportunities to, for example, lure enemies into them if you're fast enough. The foam should disappear. Yeah. Foam disappears after a while, I think. Um, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Gotta go fast, no time to hold weights. I mean, it's, yeah. Move fast, die fast. Most of the time. Okay, crabs, I'm not worried about crabs. So foam disappears, webs also don't disappear probably. Or do they? No, you can now slow walk over them. So they stay. Quicksand, same thing. Stays. I mean, I can't leave the splatting. And that's not used. And I die the fastest. Hold my beer. Okay, let's get some traps into the play. Not like that. Where's space? Here's space. Foam. Web. Spikes. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay. The weight function. Okay. I could just watch the game world all day. Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay, there's a wolf. Let's just take this stuff. Foam, web, and quicksand. Okay. So the green one is the spikes. Slow walking. And I'm hit. It's working. It's working great. That's just awesome. If the entity, okay, the entity is of course not the hero. Yeah, that makes sense. Entity is ET. There it is. Actually, I would have wanted the spikes to change. Oh, CS div. What was it? This. Yeah. Options. Okay, slow walking over the trap. Nothing happens. Walking normally, I'm hit. Oh, I'm still disarming the foam, that's bad. Walking over the webs, I'm not hit. If I walk in normally, same for the quicksand. I lost my dagger. Okay. Yeah, the quicksand. The question is, what does the quicksand do to enemies? I would say it just stuns them more or longer. And then the foam. Why does the... Or is that just coincidence that the foam disappeared? Could also be the case. Yeah, the quicksand stays where it is. All right. Yeah, let's look at the... Yeah, I can't disarm the foam. That was just coincidence. Okay. Quicksand could make them stuck, and it could be a cool puzzle mechanic. For what kind of a puzzle? All this stuff. Okay, first bridge. I mean, yeah, it's really annoying to walk slowly, but I mean, you are safe in return, but actually is annoying. What's going on here? Could either be a sinking or sliding in a direction trap. So you drop into a dungeon that's hidden or need an item, for example a vine, to escape. If a monster gets stuck, you can then walk on their head to pass. Wait. If a monster gets stuck, you can walk on the head to pass the. So you mean like a conveyor belt, kind of thing for the sand. No bow. Oh, but I can block. Okay, it's gone now. But I think you can block the turrets. Wouldn't know why you couldn't. With a shield bash, that is. So yeah, I changed the turrets, so you can now again move up to them. Well, not move up to them, but what the hell happened? Okay, that's weird. Path collapsing. The turrets, they don't shoot if you stand directly next to them, but they shoot on sight now. Okay. That's the collapsing path I did. It has slight problems. And I'll probably just add the shadows again. Hey Bass, maybe Slower could evade the turrets if you're next to it. Yeah, that was an idea. So that they just don't detect you. Not sure if that makes it too easy. But I could try it out. But yeah, they now shoot on sight, but they have a cooldown. And they also... I think they blink when they shoot. Instead of one turn before. And they blink white. Or they don't blink at all. Okay. There was a whole process to figure that out. But but you can disarm them by coming at them from an angle and then just destroying them. Just bad if you don't see them. Yeah, there might be a stream of quicksand that sends you into spikes. But you could draw a monster from the other side to get stuck. I like the idea of a hidden dungeon that's beneath the quicksand. But you don't know. It's a gamble. That's interesting. Yeah, so the conveyor belt idea is awkward because it takes away control from you completely. So for you to be stuck, you would have to elapse all the turns for you. So let's say you're on a conveyor that has 5 tiles, then it'll take 5 turns for you to reach its end and be spit out. That's at least how I had it implemented before. So what I think is more fun is, oh, I can't disable. I can't disarm the traps. I forgot about that. What I think maybe more fun is a room where you can only slide around. So you take one turn, but it slides you all the way to the other end. Like basically a sheet of ice. But that has edges where you can get out of. Something like that. But that has to be designed. Those are real puzzles that I have to design rooms for, which is a lot of work. To make an impact. But sure seems fun. Yeah, and I'm looking at those things, but right now yeah, right now I'm going through all the items in the game. So I have written cards with all the verbs the player can do in the game and all the objects. And I'm going through them. And the traps were... It was the turn for the traps today. And I think they are better. So the question is, what else could I use the slow walk for, besides the turret? I'm not sure. Sneak past sleeping enemies. Oh, sneaking. That's brilliant. I haven't thought of that. I'm still thinking in... so I had a sneaking implementation where you had to press wait every turn between walking, but just holding wait is much better. So yeah, sneaking unlocked, I guess. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, now I just need enemies to sneak by. Sneak past. Slow walk could be triggered in a field of flowers. Sometimes you need to slow down and smell them. Not quite what I had in mind, but it certainly sounds interesting. But yeah, the spikes shouldn't change. They shouldn't actually change their sprite. Where am I? Spikes. They stay the same. Well, maybe I make them gray. Yeah, I would need enemies that support sneaking. Great. So maybe something like, what am I doing? Something like a sentry, like in A Link to the Past. These giant armored things that only move after they detected you, and only for a short while. But then, yeah, I mean, sneaking past turrets is also a good idea. Is there a visual to the sneak? But then you would probably have, well, then you could say, okay, you can use sneaking to dodge arrows, which I'm not sure. Is there a visual to the sneaking? Like maybe the character smooshes down slightly. You wouldn't notice because the camera is directly overhead. Oh, you mean like this? Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Usually there's a downside to sneaking, like the field of view in other games, I mean. Like the field of view is limited. But yeah, I mean, sneaking is a hard one because first of all, I don't have a direction to the enemies. I don't know where they're looking, so that's pretty bad. And the weapons don't really support it. And there's also no way to circle enemies, really. So it would have to be really specific. Maybe to avoid a kind of trap or a kind of enemy, but it's not universally applicable. Okay, what else? Sneaking and I mean, I could add loose bridge planks that you have to sneak over, or else they'll collapse and take you with them. But that's also a form of trap. So yeah, maybe actually not waking sleeping enemies. That's maybe actually the only way that sneaking could work. I also refactored the enemy attack code, and so side effect is that the ranged enemies now shoot even though they can't hit like that, which is pretty cool. Oh god, this is horrible. Walking bridges is horrible. using weight. Or I could make it that you can only, well, that's probably too cryptic, but you could make it so that you can only approach a turret when slow walking. Just spitting out some random ideas, but could have a room of sleeping enemies around a campfire with some chests and roasting meat you could steal. That sounds pretty good, yeah. That sounds pretty good. So right now it's tied to day and night. So I think kobolds sleep and the trolls. But I would have to create the camps. So that's fine. I'll have to do that anyways. Collapsing stuff is hard. Okay. Yeah, I also had a really cool idea today. Well, it's not a new one, but it came up again. And that is, well, I called it Schrödinger's items. And that is, you have, through the illusion of the barrier, some items may be cursed, and they have different forms all at once until you pick it up, and that then decides what it is. So it would be, for example, this medicine on the floor, be cycling through, not by turn, but by time. So every second or so would cycle through, become a potion, become a strength potion, become something else. And then if you move to pick it up, then that is what you get. Same for this chest. The chest itself could rotate to become a box, a barrel, etc. When you hit it, it could either drop an item or it could also drop a Schrödinger's item. So that could be amazing for a number of reasons, but the main one is that I can at different points in the game give you the choice of what item to get, of important items. So let's say the bow or the shield are two offhand, but let's say there are more offhand. For example, a sickle, a pickaxe, etc. And through that mechanism, I can give the player the choice which item they would want to pick, and then which would lock some pathways, some opportunities, but would open others. And the Schrödinger's items could also be Schrödinger's monsters. So you have a monster that constantly changes shape, but basically the wave function collapses when you hit the enemy. And until you hit it, it attacks randomly. Yes, give me a pigsack, I yearn for the mines. Oh, I lost my food. That's bad. Yeah, I want more tools in the game. And actually, that was the solution I came up with for the traps, that you get a lockpick. using that mechanic. But then slow walking felt much more natural. But yeah, but I'll keep these Schrodinger's items in mind, because they could solve a whole lot of problems in the future. All right. Yeah, guys, I'm going offline, and I am. What am I working on next? Probably on the collapsing paths, if I can get them to work. Otherwise, I'll add these illusion particles and shadows on the way back. Probably. And I have, yeah, still work on the overworld to do. But that's okay. You too, Lily. Thanks. I'm off. I'm not on stream tomorrow, and I'll be offline for most of the day tomorrow, because I'm out of town. But I will. Yeah, I'll probably be in Discord later tomorrow, today of course, and tomorrow evening, and then I'll be back on Wednesday. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it, and I will see you the day after tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.